Hi, how are you? Primal Instincts here. Is there a meaning to life? Is there a purpose for our existence? We all will find ourselves wondering that very question, at least in some point during our lives. But wondering that question, it doesn't necessarily mean we don't believe that there's a meaning to life. We're just wondering if it is. There is one type of person called a nihilist, and they don't believe that there's any actual meaning. They think life overall is meaningless, and they don't find any reason to adhere to morals or anything else like that in society because, in their mind, one day we just die anyways. And not to play nihilist advocate here, but they are right about that fact. Everybody is aware that we are right now alive. Me, you watching this. But we also know that one day we will cease to be. And this is just the way it is. We all accept this as people and we know it as fact. And that is what really leaves us wondering, is there an actual meaning to life then? Well, if you ask me, I'm going to tell you yes, there is. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason is because of two elementals that both begin with the letter E, just like the word elemental does. And those elementals are energy and emotion. And not only do they both begin with the same letter, but they both work together to give life its meaning. Allow me to explain. Let me create a scenario for you. You're walking down the street on the way to the store, and there's two people standing in the road, and they're having a standoff. They're having a verbal confrontation. They're angry, and they're exchanging words. You have nothing to do with it. You are simply walking by. But as you walk by, one of the people in the confrontation yells something to the other person. There's a lot of anger in their voice, even though that wasn't directed at you, and you know they weren't talking to you. You being in that area, you felt that person's anger. And you can actually feel it in your chest. It feels like a momentary sinking feeling in your chest. And why do you think that is? That person wasn't even talking to you. You're not the reason they're in the street angry. So why would you have any kind of reaction to them yelling like that? The answer is because they are putting energy out in the world around them. And you happen to be in the area when they put that energy out. Energy is one of those two elements. Anger is an emotion, and that is the other E element. So that person puts out that energy, and it affects you. As a result, you will likely feel some sort of emotion. You might be angry that there's people from your town fighting in the street, or you might feel sad because there's two people not getting along instead of being friends. Or maybe you're somebody who even finds it amusing that there's two people acting that way in public. Either way, the energy that was put out, it affected you and it caused an emotion. These, of course, exist in other living things as well. But this separates us from a lot of other living things on the planet that don't put out that same kind of energy and don't have those feelings. But you can even use the same with a dog, for example. I had a friend who owned a big dog, and one day he reached under the dog and he picked it up underneath its stomach and just lifted it off the ground. And that dog growled, and just like if I would have been walking by that confrontation, I felt that dog's anger. I felt the energy that it put out when my friend grabbed it around the stomach like that. And I said, whoa, I don't think he likes that, man. You probably shouldn't pick him up like that anymore. It's like, I felt that. It wasn't a pleasant feeling. So the nihilist is going to look at a person like us. A person to a nihilist is nothing more than a soul trapped in a body, confined to a living vessel that you have to take care of, that will deteriorate and weaken with age and one day cease to completely be. We accept that as fact, but we don't want to look at it in that way because we are more than just a mind and a body. We have this energy and we have these emotions. And those things make us feel alive. That's why they're called feelings. They make you feel things. And feeling things is what makes you feel alive. So some people like to look at life as a game. We can say life is like a video game. Video games are imitations of life. Art imitates life. So you're a character in this game of life, and you are equipped with your own emotions. They make you different from other characters in the game of life. You have your own emotions you're equipped with. Those are your personal stats. And in your arsenal, what you carry with you is energy. You have an unlimited source of energy that you can wield. You can use it anytime you want, and your energy will have different reactions with other people who you reach with it. So imagine that. You go out in public and somebody drops something on the ground, and you choose to pick it up and return it with a smile. That is sending a positive energy to a person. And what happens? They receive that energy, that act of kindness, that warm smile, and they feel a positive emotion from it. And we all like to feel good, don't we? Of course we do. So, in playing the game of life, you controlled your character and used positive energy on another character, and you made them feel good. And it makes you feel good to make them feel good. So that's playing the game right. But similarly, you could take your anger out on somebody who doesn't deserve it. You could be walking to the line in the store and somebody comes out of nowhere and walks in front of you. They didn't even see you there. And you get angry at them and you say, "Hey, get to the back of the line. I'm next." You're sending negative energy to them, and they're going to feel that. They're going to say, "I'm sorry, I didn't even notice. Let me go to the back of the line." And they're not going to feel good from that. And you are not going to feel good from that either, are you? Instead, if you were to just look at them and say, "How's your day going today?" "I'm good. How was yours?" Even though they accidentally went in front of you in the line, you're still putting out positive energy and you're getting it in return. That, to me, is playing the game of life right. That is where the meaning of life comes in. And you can even extend it to the internet. It doesn't just have to be people in person. Like, let's say you have an influencer on social media and he puts content out there. He's putting that energy out there and it reaches you and you feel really good from what he's putting out. The energy gives you good feelings that make you feel alive. So you decide to make the action in your own game of life to give that energy back. You can take the time to write a positive comment for the creator to read and feel good about. Or you could become a financial supporter of the creator. Or you don't even have to do that. You can just add to their viewer and subscriber account because they see those numbers too. And that tells them that the energy they're putting out there is having a positive effect and you're sending some of it right back. They're making you feel alive and you are making them feel alive and you're both making each other feel good. It is a positive feel-good cycle that as long as you keep playing the game that way, it will continue to turn. And you will continue to have positive energy and positive emotions. And that will make you feel alive. That will give life meaning to you. And it gives meaning to those that you have that energy transfer with. So, what do you think the meaning of life is? Do you believe that there's a purpose? When people say, what is the goal of life? My answer to that would also be the pursuit of happiness. Happiness is different for everybody. Each individual's pursuit of happiness is the goal in life, and the meaning of life is to experience those positive emotions. That's what we have energy for. That's the potential it has. And we all enjoy the gift of life, and we all like to feel happy and alive. So let's play the game of life right together.